I love the joke, but these planes don't have a cruising speed. Lol. Altitude of 30,000 plus feet where it's almost cold enough to liquefy gases, so unless the pilot is a massive asshole with morbid humor, and cows work cattle once and you'll understand why we eat them. Vintage shirt. But maybe a group of hikers gets a nice shockwave of shit spray they barely notice. A shortwave. Not formally. That usage came from people misusing it, and dictionaries just gave in and listed it as an informal American usage. Apparently people are incapable of anything not being a lack of something. What? This is absolutely and completely wrong. This cow will throw off the weight of that plane if it even takes just 3 steps to the left. Just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it won't happen to others. Hundreds of people die. Cows work cattle once and you'll understand why we eat them. Vintage shirt. Tank top. V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. Tank top. V-neck. I worked with a dude who used to be a warrant officer in the army flying Chinooks. Most humble dude ever. He said he spent a lot of time moving villages. They had one villager that wouldn't leave his water buffalo behind. Cows work cattle once and you'll understand why we eat them. Vintage shirt. When they were a couple of 1,000 feet high, the buffalo got spooked and turned around and saw the light in the back ramp and just booked it. Fucked some shit up and jumped out of the helicopter. His co-workers told him it looked like it was still running while falling and turning. Must have been absolutely terrifying for the water buffalo, but I always see it in the point of view of someone on the ground, minding their own business, and all of a sudden a damn water buffalo splats in front of them. Official cows work cattle once and you'll understand why we eat them. Vintage sweatshirt. Hoodie. Sweatshirt. Hoodie. Now for balance. Left and right movement aren't really dangerous in a small piston single. It would take very large weight shifts for it to be a problem, but a lack of attention to the fore and aft center of gravity can be. It's not the movement, but the weight distribution on takeoff and landing. Too much weight in the back or front can cause severe control issues. Cows work cattle once and you'll understand why we eat them. Vintage shirt. That your CG is inside the envelope. What you are thinking of is called weight and balance. The plane is a 4-seater with a useful load anywhere between 600 to 900 pounds, depending on specific model and other products.